So it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Good evening, Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. We're here for the Team Sheet Tantrum on Wednesday, the 27th of September for Everton or Aston Villa versus Everton. I hope you're all well. We're going through the midst of an awful storm here in Ireland at the moment, so it was a bit of a hairy day. So I hope everyone is okay and getting through. It's on the way over to the UK. It'll probably hit you tomorrow, no doubt. But great to see so many of you on. As you can see, I'm kind of on my own. Neil will be here, hopefully, soon. The joys of having young children, I suppose. But I hope you're all well. Looking forward to the game. There's a lot of negativity around the game. I totally get it. People are pissed off that their free season ticket was taken away for this one. It's the first one it's happened to us all, so I totally get it. There's a lot of negativity around the cost of the price of ticket. Hopefully they will learn from that for the next one. Hopefully there will be a next one, and that will come from us all getting behind the team tonight and we're roaring them on to the next round, because it's one of those competitions where we can really push on and get into a final at Wembley without really asserting ourselves, providing the draw is good to us, and we'll know after this evening and after 10:30 tonight, we'll know who we get in the next round should we beat Everton today. So I'm hoping we take it somewhat serious, put out a strong team, give it a good rattle, and hopefully we can win comfortably. I do believe that Everton, looking at their fixtures, looking at the fact they've got Luton Town at the weekend, there's a chance after getting 3 points last weekend to push on and get another 3 points this weekend. So this probably will be down the pecking order of what they want to do, albeit they're fairly light in players, so they probably will. Let's have a look at your comments here. Let's see what's happening. Tell me all how you're doing. K10 Dreaming says Neil's a part-timer. Cheers, Paddy. Look, it's unusual grounds for us now going into all these European games and midweek matches that we need to try and be ready for a Team Sheet Tantrum. So we'll do our best to keep going at what we've set out to do here. But it's tough when you've got young children, absolutely. And there will be games in the coming weeks where I won't make it either due to work, and those 5:45 kickoffs in Europe are going to make things very difficult as well. Garrett says, please no Chambers tonight. Looks nervous on the ball. Poor game the other night. Absolute poor game the other night. I was bitterly disappointed with him. Being his biggest fan, as anyone who's a long-time listener here will know, I've been cheering for him to get into the squad back in the Steven Gerrard days. And he just didn't take his chance last weekend, and it was unfortunate. Tyra Roblox has put in a predicted team: Olsen, Cash, Chambers, Longley, Dean, Bailey, Dendonker, Tielemans, Zaniolo, Kellyman, and Duran. Yeah, possibly. Taking out Bailey, I do think McGinn might be in there, but you might not be too far off the boil there. Don't put any streams into the comments, guys. Rod is saying it's streaming on ESPN in the US, so you know what to do if you need to get there. Max Hunter says, hopefully Duran gets a game and another goal. We need to go fairly strong, starting 11-wise tonight. I believe so. I believe Everton are there for the taking, even if it's not overly strong. So it's a cup. We're waiting way too long. We're looking at we go into. It'll be 2024 if we were to win it, which makes it 28 years without a big trophy. I try not to say that word because I do believe that the playoff final is probably one of the biggest things we've won ever, and getting our club back to where it rightfully belongs. But Jake Aston Villa says, hoping to see Kellyman tonight. I think we all are. I think that's why Neil had him in the cover there of the team sheet Tantrum. What else have we got here? So Paul Merson, Villa fan, says, I really think with European football, this is a competition we can really try and push for. I think we've got enough players. I think we've got enough depth there, to be able to go for this and go for a ball headed heading into the winter. I think if we win tonight, then we've got a last 16 quarterfinal and then obviously a 2-legged semi-final. So it's not a huge ask to go and add those 4 or 5 extra games onto our season, considering the players we have available to us, and the likes of Tielemans knocking on the door, the likes of Duran knocking on the door, who could really flourish in a game like tonight, the likes of Kellyman as well, as we've said. It will be an interesting line-up to see what he goes for. We're about 3 minutes away from finding that out. Collins says, strong defence, hopefully. Ramsey in as captain tonight. Possibly, if we don't have McGinn and we don't have Martinez, well, that's going to be the case. So we'll we'll wait and see what happens. I'd imagine we could start the game without both of those. So who could be the captain? You're probably right. Maybe it is Jacob Ramsey is the longest serving player in there, or homegrown player in there for sure. Rod says, no worries, dads need to spend time with their young ones, family first. Look, it's a blessing to have the children there. It's great to spend time with them, and their duties come first. And unfortunately, we've got to work. This isn't our full-time job as well, so we've got to do all that as well. Adam is saying Rory Wilson on the bench. Now, this is something that's really interesting and something I'd like to see. He's been banging in the goals at under 18. I think it would be a good night for him to be given some kind of time on the pitch. I would absolutely be delighted to see him in there and see what he's got in his locker, because I think the future is bright for that young man. If he keeps going on the trajectory he is, I think we'll see him fairly soon. He's obviously got a lot of work to do to push his way into the squad, but on a game like tonight, maybe if it was lesser opposition than Everton, you'd probably consider that he might get a start. Charlie says, hope he goes strong. 1996 is a long time waiting. I ain't getting any younger. We're all not getting any younger. I can't believe it's 28 years since I was at that game at Wembley Stadium. It only feels like yesterday. Got a bit nostalgic sitting beside Ian Taylor on our live show a few weeks ago, looking at that man after he was one of the ones that scored on that day. Yeah, wouldn't it be just magic to get back and win one? It really would. And look, it's not our only trophy option this year. You got to think the Premier League is too far, but we with a cup specialist at the helm, there's absolutely no doubt that we can go on and try and do something mad on the cup side of things. So, and look, would you take 5th or 6th place? I know I would for sure. I think that would be a massive turnaround of our fortunes. Now the team is in, and John McGinn is the captain. I'll run you through the team. So as expected, Olsen is in goal. Cash, Konza, Dendonker, and Pau Torres seems to be the back four. McGinn, Tielemans, and Douglas Luiz in the middle, and then Bailey, Diaby, and Duran up front. Very interesting. Okay, so I suppose the tantrum here is we've got Dendonker playing in I'm going to say it's a back three. I'm going to say it's a back three with possibly McGinn playing off the left. So we've got Cash on the right, and then you've got Konza, Dendonker, and Pau Torres. It could be a back four with Pau Torres playing as a left back. Time will tell. It's a strong team. He's taking it very, very seriously. Yes, it's huge. Look, that's a statement of intent for me, that he's going with the intention of winning this game. There's absolutely nothing to give out about, really. I know people are not happy that Olsen will start, and I totally get that. Then Donker in there, I wouldn't be if that's a back three, I wouldn't be too worried, because then Donker regularly plays there for Belgium as well. I think the last game I watched in the summer, he was stood in there as well. So with Tielemans in front of him too. So look, Douglas Luiz and Tielemans along with McGinn. So probably Douglas Luiz and Tielemans in the middle, McGinn and Cash out wide. That's just how I'm looking at it. If it's not a 4-4-2, or if it's not a flat back four, I should say. And then Bailey, Diaby, and Duran is really strong up front. Absolutely, really strong up front. 2 goalkeepers on the bench. And I suppose the bigger news of what's on the bench is Diego Carlos is back in there. So that's great news for the club and for him. Also great news that Bertrand Traore is back, so we might see him get some time today. Ollie Watkins, Luca Dean, Zaniolo, Kamara, and Kellyman on the bench. So we didn't go with Rory Wilson, and that's absolutely fine, because he's gone with the intention of winning this game by the looks of it, and taking it very, very seriously. I'm going to try get you up the Everton team here now. Talk amongst yourselves there now, because I would usually fill in this situation for Neil. But anyway, 1 second now. Here we go. So they have gone for Jordan Pickford in goal, Patterson, Keane, Tarkowski, Brantwaite, and Mikalenko. Now, to me, that's a 5 at the back there as well. So Patterson on the right, Keane, Tarkowski, and Brantwaite in the middle, and Mikalenko on the right. Onana and Garner in the middle, and then Harrison and Danjuma off the wings, and Calvert-Lewin up front. That's a very strong team as well. Very defensive-minded team by the looks of it. There's not going to be any pushover anyway. I suppose, and look, they've a little bit on the bench there as well, able to change the game. Sub goalkeeper is Virginia, and then you've got Godfrey, Ashley Young, Decore, Idrissa Gana Gay, Dwight McNeil, Dobbin, Chermiti, and Beto. So yeah, I see that as a three central defensive teams. Both teams playing 3 central defenders, Keane, Tarkowski, and Brantwaite. Just makes complete sense. Mikalenko on the left, Patterson on the right. Onana, Garner, Harrison, as I said, Danjuma, and Calvert-Lewin. So yeah, look, they've treated it with the respect as well. They're going for it. They're hoping that they can get something as well. Neil alluded to it in the pre-match, or the pre-match review preview that we did, that they would, the guys that he spoke to on the Everton podcast would suggest that this was going to be more of let's keep going at what we're at, as opposed to letting this one slide and going into the weekend. So they're going for another strong performance. Hope that they can get a win tonight and take it into the weekend, which is another way of looking at things as well. What's everyone's thoughts on the lineup? Anything you would have changed there? Sorry, I can't get to them all and do 2 things at once. Rod wants to know who the referee is. Rod, I didn't even check this, or maybe I did and I've completely forgotten, because it really doesn't bother me anymore to who's there. It is what it is. I don't even know who he is. Is someone by the name of Tony Harrington is the referee tonight. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one. The bookies have us at very strong favourites still after naming the teams to win this game. Yeah, they've Everton there at 4-1. So look, they're predicting we're going to go and win this game. Everton are keeping it tight. Judging by what I'm looking at there, I'm going to go with a 3-1 win today. I think that would make me very, very happy. I just have that fear with Olsen in goal that we will concede. It's a bit of an experimental back 3/5. So because of that, I do believe we will concede a goal. But if you want to get your predictions in there, I will read them out. This could be a very short one if I don't get Neil in the meantime, but I'll get to some of your comments if I can. Michael said I'd have given Diaby a rest and played Kellyman. Yeah, I totally get that. Let me see here now. I'll call that up again. Yeah, it could be a night for Diaby to shine as well. He hasn't completely, despite the fact he's got some great touches and great goals, he hasn't completely got up to the pace of the Premier League. So it'll be a different game for him there now. Ty says no extra time, straight to pens if drawing. Yes, that's my understanding of it too. That's what they voted on. That there'll be no extra time, straight to penalties, no replays as well. So, Sean says, "Hold house together, Paddy. Good man. Thanks a million, Sean." Sure. What have we got? Jordy Villain says Bucky had us a 4-1 against Chelsea too. Yeah, maybe I didn't explain it there. It's Everton that are 4-1. You just never know what way this is going to go. I'll run through some of your scores. It doesn't look like we're going to get Neil on. So as I said, this is going to be a very short one, unless you can come up with something for me to discuss in the comments there. Bainbridge Events says 2-0 Villa. Daniel Donnelly says Everton on pens, unless we bring Emmy on. David is going 3-2 Villa. Charlie is going 2-0 Duran and Diaby. Jordy Villain is gone, but they're right about this one. Villa will win. Well, I believe so. I think we've enough to go and win with what we have here today for sure. Toy is going 3-0. Brad is going 3-1. Captain Nugent is going 2-0. C. Lioneye is going 3-1. Duran, Diaby, and Yuri on the score sheet. Ty Roblox goes, my 2-0 is now a 2-1 with that defence. Fair enough. You're entitled to that. Absolutely entitled to that. Pete is going 3-0 to the Villa boys. Jake is going 4-1. Everton will just run out of steam, very possibly. Audrey is going 3-1 Villa. 2 from Duran and 1 from Diaby. Garrett is saying 3-0, but I think it's going to be a close 2-1. KK is going 3-0. Rob Henry is going 2-0 Cash and Diaby to score. Mark Wood is going 5-1 Villa. Hope you're well, Mark. Hope all is good with you. Toy is going... Thanks, okay. Duran hat-trick incoming. I'd absolutely take that, Riley Pang. 100%. I'd love to see him push on. I think he's our top scorer, is he? He must be at this stage. Dave Miller asks, is JJ suffered a setback? I honestly don't know. I don't think any of us have. I didn't see any press conference or anything from the local media saying anything about this. So maybe he felt a bit after the weekend and decided that the right thing to do was to stand him down for this one. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure somebody will ask him in the post match. I'm sure. Jared Dunleavy says, if we play out of our skins tonight, we win easily. If we play in our soaking shorts, we'll be winner 1 or 2. Yeah, it's a bone of contention now, these shorts. It seems to be gathering steam. The women's team are not too happy about playing in it, if the reports are to be believed. I don't know where people get this information, whether it's leaked from the players or whatever, but reportedly the women's team are not too happy with having to play in them at the weekend. So that's going to be an interesting one as well. Some more predictions in there. Michael is going 5-0. Martin is going 2-1 Villa. Brian Farrelly is going 4-0 Villa. Rob Mills is going 2-1 Villa. Daniel says, so we're playing a back three, or Dendonker playing centre back with Powell. That's exactly how I see it. It's either one or the other. I'm strongly leaning towards it being a back three with McGinn covering that left-sided midfield position. That's what I can gather from it. Jack Harrison playing for Everton. If you remember the drama with that, yeah, absolutely. It is what it is. At the time, I think I was happy enough that we didn't get him in there, but Paul says prediction: relaxed Villa win. Then Donker with a header from a corner. Absolutely, why not? Mark Brannigan says 3-0. Sean Green says 2-1. Zaniolo off the mark and off the bench, obviously, if that's the case. Keith says McGinn has been average off on the left, Paddy. Look, he hasn't had the best start to the season. He's had a couple of good games in there, but look, what do we know? I could be completely wrong, and we could see Pau Torres at left back with McGinn in front of him. So it'll all pan out at about 7:46 when we see what way the team is lined up. But it certainly looks like it's a back three with McGinn and Cash in the wide positions. Nicole is going for 3-2. I presume that's the Villa. Sigurdur John Bigurson, I butchered your name. Sorry about that. But 3-0 Villa. Seamus is going 3-0 Villa. Chico Gutu is going, we will outscore them in a 4-3 thriller. Oh, yeah. Don't think the heart is going to stand up to that one. The Welland Valley is going 2-0 Villa. And the Mac is going 3-2 Villa. John Dejani, hope you're well, John. 3-0 Villa. Yeah, it's that would be nice and relaxed going into this. Bertie W is going for 1-0 Villa penalty. Lynn is going 4-2 Villa. Mark is going 2-1 Villa. Yeah, tight enough. He sees it. See, Lionel is saying Castori reportedly have dumped their deal, or Newcastle have dumped their deal with Castori too. I haven't seen that. What's the team? I'll call it out to you there again. We've got Robin Olsen, Pau Torres, Leander Dendoncker, Matty Cash, Ezri Konza, Leon Bailey, Douglas Luiz, Moussa Diaby, John McGinn, Yuri Tielemans. Why is that in that order? This is on the Villa app. It's just come up in front of me. This might give us a better insight, will it? I'll go back through it again for you. Robin Olsen, Matty Cash, Ezri Konza, Leander Dendoncker, Pau Torres, Yuri Tielemans, Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, Moussa Diaby, Leon Bailey, John Duran. And on the bench, we've got Emi Martinez, Diego Carlos, Bertrand Traore, Ollie Watkins, Luca Dean, Nicolo Zaniolo, Philip Marshall, Boubacar Kamara, and Omari Kellerman. I've just got a text in here from my mate who is an FA coach who normally tells me what way we're going to line up. And he is predicting that this is a flat back four with Cash, Konza, Dendoncker and Torres. Tielemans in front of him with Luiz, and then a three in front of them of McGinn, Diaby and Bailey, and Duran up front. So there you go. You got both sides of the coin. So we'll see what happens with that one. So Gig Sharma is going 2-0 Villa, Duran and Bailey. Dan Bridgman is going 3-0 Villa. Sean says if the catcher's on the break, it could be interesting. Got to watch out for corners and big Calvert's big noggin. Yeah, absolutely. Tarkovsky as well off the set piece. We got to keep an eye on. Sean says he likes to see penos. No, I don't think so. Daniel says Bailey is our top scorer. Yeah, could be. Who scored? Well, Ollie Watkins scored a hat-trick against Tibbs, so if you're counting that, it could be him too. Ian is going 3-1 Villa. Rob Henry says, I think our midfield will dominate. Ronan is saying it's a strong team, feeling confident in a Villa win. I hope you're right. John Hendry is going 2-1 Villa. Emery at the back post. Absolutely. Diaby the GOAT. Now, we'll take this one all day long. 5-0 to Villa. Diaby, Duran Brace, Luca Dean and Tielemans on the score sheet. Yeah, that would be absolutely brilliant as long as all those goals aren't in the last 5 minutes. We can have a nice relaxing evening watching this one. John asks, is this match on any channel? Not on any channel in the UK or Ireland, so you may need to find other sources in the US maybe to get this. John asks, what's the next game I'm going over for? John, I haven't planned anything. I was keeping everything on the back burner, watching out for what to do with European tours and whatever. But it doesn't look like I'm going to get to any European away games because of the allocations with the away tickets. I don't envisage that Alkmaar is going to come down to season ticket holders like Legia Warsaw did. So I'm going to be a little bit snookered there. So while I have a flight booked to Alkmaar, I probably won't be using it, unfortunately. Tracy Long is going 3-0 Villa. Richie Ryan is going 2-1 Villa. Ian says, sorry about putting these up on the screen without reading them. I'm trying to get through this. I'm relatively relaxed about this game. The Everton fans I've spoken to have very little confidence in getting a result. Yeah, I'm putting these up on the blind, so I'm hoping somebody doesn't say something controversial when I'm going through them. So Gary asked the questions. Do you think Longley and Chambers have paid the price for the Legia game, not even on the bench? Definitely with Chambers. I think most Villa fans have given Longley a pass on that one. And look, to a certain extent, I'd give Chambers a pass. It was a difficult game to come into. I think Emery got the tactics wrong on the day. That's just my opinion. I think we should have went stronger and got 3 points on the board and be able to push on in that group then at the later stages and play a weakened team. Now it's going to make things a little bit harder and players will have to play more games than we expected. That's my opinion on it. Chambers to a certain extent, but not Longley. I think could be reading a bit too much into that. Hopefully neither of them are injured too, because we need bodies, but it's strange, as you say, they're not on the bench. Noel Connaughton says, I fear we'll see plenty of goals, Villa by 1, hopefully. Well, all that matters is we get through this and get a win. So we'll see what happens. Keith says, Villa to win 3-1. Aston, the Villa fan, is going 4-0. Yeah, absolutely. We take that one all day long. T8 is going 4-1 Villa. PJ Coyne is going penalties, maybe. Aston Villa fans 4-0 is Zaniolo and a Diaby brace. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd like to see them getting a couple of goals and lead into the weekend. I might be wrong. Says another interesting lineup: Diaby and Bailey showcase coming up. Look, whatever the showcase is, as long as we're in the hat at 10 o'clock tonight, I'll be very, very happy. Yeah, Hunter brings up again that no Ramsey in the squad. We probably read into it and say that he got a knock, or they probably feel that he did too much on Sunday and may need to step aside and see how this goes. So we'll see what happens. What have we got? Dalton Atkinson saying ESPN in the US for watching that. Don't put any links in here. Please do not put any links in here. I'll have to delete and ban you from the group. Otherwise, we get pinged on YouTube. Richie says could be a big evening for Duran. 100%. Big opportunity. Get in, lead the line. Get a goal or two will be brilliant. Diaby the GOAT. Did you not put one in already? 5-0 we're up to now. Spicy Pricey 2-0. 2-0 Villa, he says then again afterwards. Gig Sharma says about no Ramsey. Yeah, 100%. Gary says it seems like Watkins is close to signing his contract. Haven't seen anything on that today. All the reports yesterday were that he was gone to Arsenal. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Mark Brannigan says, I might be happy to finish in 8th with a cup treble. Yeah, well, I would too, because it'll mean we've got Europa League football next year. We've got pots and to parade around on the last day of the season. It'd be absolutely magic to have one cup, let alone having 3. I think the whole world, and there's not a lot of Villa fans still going to Villa Park that remember us winning an FA Cup, and there's something almost magical about the fact that we haven't done it since 1957, and it would be magical to see us doing that. Obviously, getting Champions League football or winning the league might feel a bit better, but yeah, I'd absolutely love to see us get a couple of cups, but I'll settle for one, absolutely. Darren is going for a 3-2 Villa. John Steele says 4-0. Obviously very confident in that one, John. Ninja asked again about Ramsey. We've absolutely no idea unless somebody can pull it up on Twitter there. Normally Neil is able to look at both of these at the same time. I'm not as technically minded as he is. What have we got? So we'll finish on this one, I think. Do you think it's a strong enough team to start the game to get a win, Paddy? My honest assessment on this is that I still have a fear of our second choice goalkeeper, and I'm hoping that he can pull off a clean sheet tonight that can give us a little bit of confidence in him. Maybe that he's a little bit busier than usual, and he, we can see that he's up to speed if we need to step down Martinez for any of these European games, and that's ultimately my fear. I think we put Emi Martinez into that team, I've absolutely no worries whatsoever. So it is what it is. Do I think it's strong enough? I think the outfield is definitely strong enough to go and win it. I think Everton are poor. They have been poor all season, albeit they got a win at the weekend. I definitely think we're going to win tonight. I am going to go with 3-1, as I said previously. I would like to see the likes of Zaniolo get a goal, Diaby get a goal, as I said, for previous reasons. But we'll see what happens later on in the evening. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm sure you're sick of listening to me. Apologies, Neil couldn't get on tonight. We, as we say, we endeavour to do our best to get here. It's difficult at the best, when we're not busy to get the two of us in here. So when something is happening, we've no control over. That's just the way it is. But thanks so much for everybody for tuning in. There was over 400 in there at one stage. If you could give this a thumbs up, if you haven't been here before, please do subscribe to the channel. It's lovely to have you in here. Thanks for all the positivity. Very few people are that worried in the comments, which is always a good sign. Sorry for the shorter than usual podcast this evening. But go get yourself ready. Find your best spot on the tea. Get your beers, tea, whatever your tipple is for the evening ready. And all that's left to say is up the Villa.